Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. I'm here with Co Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
Here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And we give you all the news that you need to know about Rogue Company. Also, community concerns and issues, which is one of the most important parts of the podcast. So be sure to stick around for those towards the end of the episode. But first, we got some stuff to talk about here, fellas. We've got, some things had happened since the last episode. And the main thing is Runway gets released, and then like 2 days later, they're like, oh, we got another character that's fixing to come out. We're doing a full live stream of a whole new character. And in the past, they've released characters like, at least a month and a half away from one another, sometimes even longer of a break.
Mm-hmm.
And this update and this information that they gave us feels like they just kind of rushed it out there because, some people's going on maternity leave and things like that, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go ahead before we get into it and assume that this is going to come with the arms dealer event update that's going to be like the mid-season update type deal. So that's kind of where we're at with it right now. But we do have the patch notes, so we can go ahead and hop on over and check that stuff out. All right, so as you guys can see on my screen right now, this is not the regular patch notes. And you may be asking yourself, why are these patch notes not on the website? And the reason is if you go and read the ones on the website, they're wrong. The patch notes are wrong. Compared to what they said in the live stream, the patch notes are incorrect. Didn't even have all the changes on there. So I went in, because I'm dedicated to the cause, and actually typed up my own patch notes, specifically for the podcast and other YouTube videos, because I wanted a clear cut, idea of exactly what they said. And whenever you go read it on their website, it's like, no, Cannon's getting a sniper rifle and we're not making any changes to incendiaries and HRM. That's all wrong. Like that, all those changes are still coming into the game. So we've got the new Rogue Cannon. He grew up in Kansas City on a diet of action movies, pro wrestling, and barbecue. Following his dreams of
healthy.
Yeah, I know, right? Following his dreams of operating a machine gun on an attack helicopter, he joined the Army, but was too big for that role. Despite this setback, he proved himself one of the most reliable machine gunners within the Rangers before joining Rogue Company. So, I guess it's nice to know what the backstory for some of these people are since they added the bios in there, like the pre-bio, But
yeah,
it's cool, I guess. So, weapon classes. Assault rifle and shotgun. So, in the update show, Pretty Hair said that going forward, when they release a new Rogue, that they're not going to say what weapons that they start with. They're just going to say that they have a specific class of weapons that they have access to. So, I believe that his assault rifle was the Sahara, was the one that they had in the testing.
I believe so.
And then the shotgun was the Striker 810, which is Lancer shotgun. So those are his default weapons if you don't have those weapons or any other weapons mastered. And I'll come back to this later because I think that there's more of a talking point to that. They're introducing a new melee weapon, the sledgehammer. His gadgets, he gets C4 and the adrenaline shot. His perk set is shredder rounds, toughen up, helping hands, tenacity, life drain, and headstrong. And then here we get into the meat of the whole character, his abilities. So his primary ability is the Gatling gun. It is a devastating Gatling gun that fires faster the longer it is fired. Can be mounted for increased accuracy and fire rate. And then his passive is Conflict Connoisseur. Landing shots have a chance to return ammo to your current magazine. If your Gatling gun is equipped, its duration is slightly extended.
No. Oh, God.
Yes.
No.
No.
Reading that out loud is fucking no.
So what, the Conflict Connoisseur?
Maybe the Gatling gun duration extends.
Yeah, well,
Like how long does that Gatling gun last?
Well, the way that they explained it in the update was you can pull the Gatling gun out whenever, like at any time, and then it doesn't start reducing the time on it until you start actually firing it. So it's kind of like Dima or Switchblade or Glitch or anybody like that. You can pull it out, but as long as you don't activate it, it's not going to drain the timer. But once you start shooting it, then it's going to start pulling the timer on it down. Of course, in similar Rogue Company, High Res, and First Watch Games action, they don't tell you what the actual duration of the Gatling gun is. But whenever you down someone or kill someone, then it basically reloads the duration of it. And you can, if you have enough enemies like filing in at you one after another, it will basically last infinite amount of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I mean, in Demolition, that's not a problem because you're not going to have infinite amount of enemies, filing in one after another. Because, I mean, it's a one life mode. But I can see where this is going to be a huge problem in like any of the 6v6 game modes. So the Gatling gun itself can be mounted for increased accuracy and fire rate. And the way that they kind of showed this was it was similar to like mounting your weapons in COD or mounting the mulcher in Gears of War. Whenever you had the mulcher, you walked around with it slower, you could hip fire it. But whenever you went up to cover, you could actually mount it. And instead of like, from the way I understand it, his movement speed is penalized, but it's not penalized that heavily like it was with the mulcher. But it's still enough to where you're going to have a hard time like getting to anywhere very quickly. But I guess to compensate for that, which I really don't know why there needs to be any kind of compensation for it, there's shields that are on either side of your head whenever you're operating the mounted Gatling gun. So the only way
when you crouch.
Yeah, when you crouch, you mount it to the floor. And then whenever you're behind cover, you mount it onto the actual cover itself. So you're protecting like almost your entire body whenever you're behind cover, except for, of course, your rear and directly in front of you, which is they have to get a headshot for it. I can see where there's going to have to be some nerfs with it for sure, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
I mean, what would you like? What kind of nerfs would you guys like after reading this and kind of seeing it in action a little bit and stuff? Like, what would you guys suggest?
I don't know. I got to use it. I got to go up against it.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the idea of it being extended, but like I won't know how that's going to work out until I see it.
That EMP grenade will take it out.
Yeah.
Quick smart.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Well, and it's like the EMP incendiary bounce grenades that can get in behind them, things like that. Those are going to be easy counters. Yeah, and snipers are going to be easy counters because you're only going to be able to see his head, but you got to be kind of in front of him to be able to get the benefit for that
while he's shooting at you.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit harder of a pull than normal, but it's still manageable. It's just I know that the whole front side of his head is going to be exposed, so that's not as bad. But it's kind of mind boggling why they put shields on either side of it to begin with.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think that he should be able to walk around with it. In my opinion,
like you have to mount it or set it down and crouch with it. Yeah,
make it more manageable.
But when you're walking, you're not behind the shields.
Yeah. Right. So and you're like an open target at that point, which is fine. It is what it is. But like, it would have been, in my opinion, better if it was you either had to mount it directly, like as soon as you pull it out, you have to mount it, or whenever you pull it out in open cover, then you like a stand comes out and it's kind of like a sentry turret, but you actually control it,
How long does it last? Because they finally updated their notes a little bit. It looks like they just copied yours.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
No, that never says.
How long does it? And then what's funny is everything on here, like the Switchblades RPG, it doesn't even have the times that they've changed. It just says it's been changed.
Yeah,
they didn't put any times. Like,
see, that's fucked. You know what I mean?
But how long does it last?
Very much.
That I'm not sure. Like I'm assuming that it probably lasts like maybe 6 or 7 seconds.
But
Maybe
if you're
10.
using it, you get a little more time because it just is increased slightly.
Well, I think
Like, how long is that?
I think they've got it set up to where as long as you're consistently killing people with it, you can keep it out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like that's still going to be an issue, though, especially
it
in
has
the
to go away
respawn.
at some point. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like an
No.
anvil setting up shop and busting that glass out and him mounting?
Oh,
You see what I mean? It's going to be dirty. Like it's going to be hell. Because you're not going to be able, I mean, you could firebomb the cover and everything and hope for the best, but
you just move it.
yeah, exactly, right? So, one thing that I'm kind of interested about is this conflict connoisseur, though, because landing shots have a chance to return ammo, to return or refund ammo to your current magazine. Now, I think that like this is an amazing passive ability if they actually told us what the refund percentage was on normal weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are using the Sahara, or hell, even if you're using the KA-30 right now, like as is in the game right now, it's a beamer straight out of the gate. If you're using that and you have, you have a clip of, 20 bullets, out of those 20 bullets, how much is going to be refunded to you? And then how consistent is that refund? So if they put a percentage on it, like 50% of the time, then that means out of a clip of 20, you're going to get 10 bullets back before, and then it's going to go down to 5, and then it's going to keep going like that until you have to reload. But
what's that perk where you reload when you down someone?
It's not resupply, but it's
Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. It's not restock, something. So you don't even have to down them; you just hit them.
Yeah. You
get bullets back.
Yeah, you make contact with them, and see these are like they had cards like this in Paladins. Whenever you would hit someone, you would gain, it would give you a percentage, and that was how the card scaled. So it would be a base, let's say a base of 10%. You put that card in, you get a 10% ammo refund when landing shots. And then if you level it up to 5, then you get a 50% refund on that. But here they don't tell you. And to me,
the way they word it, they say you have a chance to return ammo. So it's like, does it only work sometimes?
Like a dice roll.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
Have a chance?
Yeah, exactly. They've got to assign some value to that, though.
At least enough to explain to us how it's determined.
Yeah, because if it's inconsistent, then it's just going to feel bad. And it's not going to...
But then it can also be OP, though.
Yeah, of course, it can be OP. And I think that if they release the update and it's a 50%, or it could go as low as a 35% ammo refund exchange on that, and I think that it would feel fine. I think that you would get the benefits out of it, and especially if you're using something like the Hydra or the Sahara, where it's a little bit slower firing, higher damage, but it's more bouncy, then you'll get a lot more benefit out of using it on those weapons than you will, because if you just burn somebody down, then yeah, you might get some ammo refunded, but you're going to be out of the fight quicker. You're going to be able to reload. I like the passive ability a lot. I just think that there's not enough information here to actually be able to determine if it's going to be good or not.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's every update. They keep it as vague as humanly possible. They don't want to assign numbers or any type of values to anything so that they can go in and change it at will.
Well, they're also trying to minimize the amount of shit that they're going to take, even though that's not really what they're doing.
Yeah, because it's going to happen regardless, for sure.
I mean, yeah, no matter what.
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to hit on here was weapon classes. Okay. They said that going forward, when they release a new rogue, that they're going to assign them weapon classes as opposed to actually giving them weapons. And my biggest question, and we've kind of talked about this like this past week since the update came out, it's like, how are they going to bring new weapons into the game?
Money.
See that, and that's one thing that I've thought about, and we've kind of thrown around as well, because to get a base weapon that you have to get a mastery on it to be able to use it across the board, they're going to have to release it with a rogue unless they release that weapon and you pay 1,500 rogue bucks and it's already at mastery 5.
That's what I was thinking. You pay like $20 and it's already mastered.
Yeah. Which is pay to win.
Yeah,
They can release it through the battle pass.
could do that. Arms dealer.
Yeah, kind of like Call of Duty does.
Yeah.
That is true. But, like, how are they going to determine what rogue is going to have access to it? Because they're going to have to give it to at least one.
That's
Right, one has
true.
automatically. Maybe when they want. Yeah, because technically, when they release a new battle pass, they don't actually officially release new rogues with it.
Right.
So I don't know how they would work that in. They would just have to announce it, at the same time when they do the new
They could.
rogue. I don't know, man.
They could make it to where, let's say, they release a new assault rifle, and to be able to unlock that new assault rifle, you have to do like mastery things with other assault rifles to be able to unlock it.
Challenges.
That makes sense.
Kind of like with Call of Duty, if you miss the battle pass unlocking something, they'll be like, you have to get 7 downs in 2 matches, or whatever.
Yeah.
What about you know how they started releasing those bundles like the Dallas one that you have to pay for?
Yeah.
You can't use your rogue bucks
You have
because
to
you
use.
could grind and get that for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they could do that where they release a bundle for a character where it's like if you buy this, you get the gun.
That would be a way to do it for sure. And if they
Make
decide,
sure that they make money.
oh yeah, but if they
You
go
know?
that route with it, the community is going to lose their fucking minds.
Sure.
I mean, because it's like, even if they release any weapons for purchase and it's already unlocked for weapon mastery, people are going to flip out, and rightfully so.
Yeah, but a lot of people also buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I would
That'll
probably
be the
buy it.
problem,
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
this is the first rogue though where it doesn't tell you like what gun.
Yeah. They mildly mentioned it during the reveal of Ken
Yeah, well,
in
that's
the
what he
live
had.
stream. Yeah.
I
That
mean,
he
but
could use,
he
but
still needs to be announced like what base weapon he's running. What's the point of just announcing assault rifle or a shotgun? Everybody's gonna be confused, not knowing what's the main weapon. They may never use him because they don't like that weapon.
Yeah. But I think that they're banking on the fact that like a lot of people's done a lot of the weapon mastery stuff already. That by
a lot
the
of people
time,
have.
yeah, and by the
Yeah.
time he gets released, then it's basically going to be like, well, any weapons that are assault rifles that you have mastered, you can use on him. But if you don't have, the Sahara maxed out, this is another character that's going to have that weapon.
What about the new players?
Exactly. Like they're thinking of longevity, but they're approaching it in the wrong way. Like weapon mastery is like, it's good to bring people in there and to give them something to grind for. But at the same time, it's like not really promoting longevity for newer players because they come into the game. There's already going to be a pre-established meta and they're not going to have access to that unless they play specific rogues. That's like today I watched some of the CMG pre-qualifier tournament stuff. And guess what weapons were primarily ran?
Mamba.
Yes, the Mamba and the KA-30.
Of course.
And those were the main weapons that were used. You had a couple of people running the 24S, like there was a Talon that was running the 24S over the LMPX for whatever reason, I have no idea. But there was a couple of odd ones in there, but most people like Dallas KA-30, Kestrel KA-30, Dima, of course, with the Mamba, Fixer with the Mamba, Dahlia with the Mamba. I mean, it's insane, So you already have meta weapons in the game. And then if they don't figure out a way to release new weapons into the game, that's going to be a problem because people are going to be like, well, you gave us weapon mastery. Some people's already mastered everything. 100% mastery all across the board. So then,
Nuts.
yeah. And it's like,
you can do 4 in 2 days.
According to some people, you can, But I'm very interested to see how weapons are going to be introduced in the future, and I think that to me is one of the most concerning things with this update is the fact that they touched on it, but they didn't really explain anything.
They were in a hurry.
Oh yeah, they were in a hurry, for sure. I think that like I'm more excited for Cannon to be released in the game than I was Runway.
Yeah. The most anticipated rogue of all time.
Yeah. Well, this is the new most anticipated rogue.
Well, he's got some new.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
So and
that Gatling gun's gonna be crazy on those respawn modes, though.
yeah, it really is,
Better
man.
believe it.
Also, so when they released the live stream and they did all this, they had the PTS the following day, and then they didn't do a PTS this weekend. And so basically, they're missing all these opportunities for people to go in there, for them to make little minor adjustments to the game, and to go back in there and let people test them out before they release it in live. So I was hoping that whenever they announced this early, because we knew that Canon wasn't going to be released to the game within the next couple of weeks because it was too close to Runway's release. They've propped themselves up to give themselves a longer PTS cycle, but they're not taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
So they're just going to release the game in this state, which is according to this right here. This is how it's going to be released, and it's going to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we've got a couple of rogue changes here. And I'll just kind of burn through these real quick. So Switchblade increased the lockout time 0.65 seconds to 0.9 seconds after using the Chaos Launcher before you can swap to another weapon.
Boo.
Also, the blast radius of the Chaos Launcher has been decreased from 4 meters down to 3 meters.
I kind of don't like that either.
Yeah, I don't like that too much either.
I feel like you can get out of the flames.
Yeah, it was already too easy to get out of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, you have time.
Yeah, if you get directly on it, you can roll out of it if you have the room.
Yes.
Dude, they don't even give you those numbers on their patch notes.
Of course not.
That's funny.
Why would they, right?
Yeah. So with
I don't agree with it.
Well, with Switchblade, so the initial blast radius is being decreased, but in my opinion, they should have increased the blast radius of it to 5 meters, and they should have actually went in and scaled the damage according to how close to it. So if you're at 1 meter or less, it should have done the full 75 damage. And the further away from it that you are in meters, then it should gradually do less and less and less damage.
Yeah. But instead of doing that, why not? How about we fix the thing where you try to shoot it when you're behind cover?
Oh, yeah.
And the fire's on you.
Yeah. The clipping issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
That's a huge problem with
Quality
her.
of life thing.
And Dima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The collision detection is atrocious, to say the least, you know?
I mean, the projector would totally tell you that you're going to aim right across there to that.
Yeah, dude,
other
I would
room.
get it if the
But
rocket
guess
hit the
what?
box in front of
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
when
hits
it goes.
exactly
It'll go
dead
across
as
the
in front
map,
of
and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to get them.
I'm about to nail
And then I'm on fire. I'm dead.
You're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah. Pisses you off. You're like, what the fuck? You lied to me, game.
Well, and that's why, in my opinion, it's hard. Like, if you want to, like, they went in and made major changes to Dima recently because they wanted to increase his play rate, right?
Yeah.
So they made the Mamba changes, they made the changes to his ultimate, the Merv launcher, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that was the problem. I think the problem was the fact that you're behind cover and then you try to shoot it over the cover and then you down yourself.
Yeah, or you
Yeah, I've always liked Dima.
I was about to say, who doesn't play Dima? Because he is so good.
He's probably my most played character.
He's a good breacher, like for sure. I mean, I get it down with that thing almost every time now with his launcher.
Yeah, give me your wallet.
Yeah. So people that are not playing Dima, you're sleeping on him.
Well, and I think that a lot of the reason why they're not playing him is because, like, you're taking a 50-50 chance every time you pull the Merv launcher out to either down yourself or to down an enemy.
True.
And that's how I've always felt about Dima since we first started playing the game, because it's like the collision detection is so bad, and then the way that it spreads sometimes makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever, that it's so inconsistent that it just drives me fucking crazy. Like, I want to scream at the game, because if I'm behind cover and I have the Merv launcher and I see a group of people and I don't stand up but I pull out of cover to shoot it, there is no excuse on this planet why I'm downing myself in that situation.
Yeah.
But
unless you panic and aim down.
Yeah, exactly. And 9 times out of
same with the Kestrel.
oh my god, yeah,
That one's really bad.
Yeah.
That's been bad
Sometimes.
since she was released, dude. You'll
Yeah.
catch corners that you were for sure clear of.
Yeah. So next up, Lancer and Gandhi was so happy with this change. He said in the live stream himself that Lancer is the most picked, highest win rate character in Rogue Company. And he basically admitted, without saying it, that they were afraid to do too many drastic changes with her because of how much she's played. But they are making one change, and I don't think it's a nerf. I don't think it's anything really. So she can be revealed while she's using her ability. But activating her ability will cleanse reveals as intended, which has always happened. So if she is just running normal and Dallas reveals her and then she activates her ability, the reveal's gone. If she's actively using her ability to try to flank you and you snap with Dallas, then it will reveal her. But by the time that you actually, the Dallas reveal, this is a Dallas problem, but the Dallas reveal is such a short amount of time that you may not even see the revealed character because she may be behind you. And by the time that you turn around, the reveal is already gone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I guess that this is going to make it easier for characters that have sticky sensors and things like that to actually put up, equipment to try to reveal her as she is accessing these flank routes. But also you're having to dedicate to buying the equipment to reveal on these flank routes.
Well, those are good gadgets too, so I don't know why people wouldn't use them.
Yeah, well, they're good gadgets, but round 1, round 2, you buy one specifically for the Lancer flank when you could get advantage on something like a Switchblade, bomb or a Dema bomb or whatever to try to actually get some downs. You're actually having to use that piece of equipment to try to reveal her flank. And I know that that's a trade-off, and I get that that's the way that the character was intended to be played and trying to counterplay her. I get that 100%. But if they would have made a change to where it made some type of noise while she's using her ability. And it doesn't even have to be loud. It doesn't have to be something that is overpowering as far as audio, but they could
something recognizable.
Yes.
Like when she uses it?
Yes.
Kind of like when you hear Fixer activates glasses or
yes.
Just some noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, Fixer's glasses aren't overpowering at all, but you can hear them.
Oh,
you're like, okay, he's over here somewhere.
And you can hear them across the map.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And see, they don't even they could go in there and make the audio cue something that is just present, but it doesn't give too much direction out because it's going to be hard for them to balance her because they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to live in this environment to where she's overpowered, the developers know that she's overpowered, the community and the players know that she's overpowered, but their refusal to actually nerf her in the way that she needs to be nerfed paints her into a box of not being able to be touched.
You know the sound it makes when you activate her ability?
Yes.
Like the sound you hear? Maybe you could just hear that for a little, you know what I mean? That noise.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Very.
But I'm just happy that we got confirmation that what we all knew all along.
Yeah.
And what we all knew.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they more or less came out and said that they weren't going to touch her because of how much she has played. Because at least now we have proof that they said that on a live stream that I have on my computer right now, so it's not going away. That way in the future we can pull it back up for reference. One of the changes that I am most excited about is glitch changes.
This is a big deal right here.
Yes. So now whenever you destroy a deployable, hack someone that is using something, you get $250, which is great. A little bit more because you are assisting, whether you get a down or anything like that, you are assisting in stopping whatever's going on there. But if you hack someone that use a duration-based ability, it cancels it. For example, Scorch's overheat, Fixer's glasses, Sigurd's shield, etc., etc.
Lancer's running.
Yes. And
that's awesome.
That is huge glitch changes, man. Massive.
Yeah. It makes him, he was already a very viable character, but this makes him top tier.
Yes.
And with his set of weapons and his loadout, I mean, I'm gonna play him a lot more, and I already play him a lot.
Yeah. Especially whenever, and this goes, goes back into like knowing who you're playing against before you actually get into the match and stuff. But now you always know that if you pick a glitch on your team, you're not hurting your team ever.
Ever.
Because, like in the past, we've had issues with like, well, if they've got a team that's got a Scorch and a Sigrid and a couple other characters, you don't really gain the benefits out of glitch like you would if you're going up against a Trench and, a Vi, Mac, Anvil. Yeah. But now it ensures that glitch is always going to be viable, and he's almost a must pick in almost every game at that point because it's so valuable to have that.
Yep.
And then Runway, this wasn't on the stream. They said that there were runway changes coming. They didn't even talk about it. They actually released them in This Week in Rogue Company. But her fully loaded, which is her primary ability, now only refunds one use case of gadgets, which means that whenever you had runway, if you had the trip mines and the sticky grenades, you use both of them, you throw her ability down, you hit it, you got 2 of each back. Now it's only going to give you 1 back.
It's not even on their list.
No,
that's a good
not.
change.
I'm totally fine with this change.
It's a good change. I mean, I already expected Runway to get a nerf on her case. I remember saying something about it. It was pretty crazy then.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, man. Like, you could legit use the sticky grenades on 3 corners, and it just be successful every time, just about. And don't even get me back started on the fucking trip mines.
Oh my God, Rob.
Hell, dude.
We done been there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone who's listening to this has seen their fucking Twitter videos and shit of all the trip mines that are sitting everywhere. I've seen tons of them.
Yeah.
So is Trench only going to get 1 as well?
I think that like Trench, that's something
when
that's
they hit the box. Yeah.
That's going to have to be something that's going to be tested because like if you play with Chalk, you can upgrade your flashbangs to get 2. So
yeah.
I don't know if it's going to refund the maximum amount that you can actually carry of those gadgets, or if it's just going to give you a baseline of 1 across the whole bar.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope it's 1 across the whole bar, because that'll just make it up to 3 for most people aside from Trench.
Yeah. So and that's fine with me. Like I'm
all
very
cool with it.
I'm very happy about this change because the runways that play very aggressive. She's kind of a polarizing character because her kit is made to be played passively, but her ability makes her one of the more aggressive rogues.
And everyone plays her pretty aggressive too.
The Runway is good, man. She is a good aggressive character.
Yeah, and the reason that she was so good aggressively was because of the extra sticky grenades.
Yep. And
this is actually going to bring her back because when I think of playing Runway, I think of like she doesn't have life drain, she has headstrong. She has a lot of things that contribute to the fact that she has a sniper rifle. Trip mines plays into that as well. The sticky grenade was the one thing that kind of gave her more of an up close advantage on a lot of the other rogues that you're playing against, especially with the slow fire rate of the Hydra. I mean, the Hydra is a burner, but it does have a slower fire rate, so you have to hit every single shot to be able to down them before they get you down, especially if they have a shotgun or SMG. Sticky grenade made her a little bit more flexible in those up close engagements. That was the intention, I think. What they ended up doing was making her an all-out breacher.
Mm-hmm.
And it not only was she a breacher, but she was a breacher / defender because she could breach into an area with her grenades and that Hydra, and then she could throw down all of these trip mines. So she's like a hybrid of all these different things and she excelled at everything.
I mean, but she made other characters excel too. The other players were paying attention.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
But I mean, Runway always grabbing. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever's running away is going to grab it first. I mean,
yeah.
This is part of dropping the briefcase.
Shit, half the time I throw the briefcase down, people wouldn't even be around. I'd be like, I need more bombs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's funny because there's not a lot of people in the community talking about these changes because they weren't on the patch notes, because they weren't in that live stream. And I think that once this comes out, people are going to start posting on Twitter and Reddit, like, what did you do to Runway's ability? What's going on with it? And it's like, no, these changes are coming, man. And I think it's going to take a lot of Runway players by surprise whenever they start playing it after this update.
It probably surprised me, honestly. Because,
Yeah.
again, I'm an aggressive Runway player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Next up, we have weapon changes. And this is all I'm going to say about the weapon changes. This came out like a week, literally a couple of days really after the Runway update, after the weapon mastery was introduced. And they don't have enough information and enough data to be able to make any type of significant weapon changes. But they went ahead and included a couple. That's why we only have 4. I think if they would have waited to do this update and actually monitored, the weapon mastery system and what weapons are overperforming case by case, then we would see a way longer list than this. But this is what we've got right now. Somebody was having a baby. They had to rush it all out. Anyway, for the MLX Maul, they're increasing the increased aim over shoulder accuracy from 0.1 to 0.11. So they're basically making it that whenever you aim down sights, it's going to be 100% accurate every single time that you ADS with it.
already pretty accurate.
Yeah. But and they said that the 0.11 is making it like no bounce, no nothing.
Mhm.
It's going to be a full laser.
Yay.
Yeah, I know, right? So, and it's good that only, 2 rogues currently have access to light machine guns because of that. But once they introduce more rogues with access to light machine guns, that might be a problem in the future. The HRM 30K reduced accuracy loss per shot and reduced shot vertical recoil. Now, there was a bunch of numbers that was assigned to this that we really didn't need, where it shows you what the changes were on a very microscopic level that it's going to actually help it be more accurate. I didn't want to put all them on here because it was just a long string of numbers. But basically, they want the HRM 30K to perform as a headshot weapon. That's where it excels.
French gun, right?
Yes. That's where it excels at. That's where they want it to excel at, but it's so bouncy. It's almost as bouncy, if not more so, than the Sahara. But it
I've
doesn't.
heard you complain about it a lot.
Yeah.
When you play Trench, you're like, I can't wait to unlock another gun.
It's very bouncy.
It's just as, if not more so than the Sahara, but you don't get the benefits of running the Sahara where you have that increased body damage when you're using it.
It's still a pretty heavy hitter, but not enough to justify it.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Just kind of got left behind compared to the new weapons that've gotten released.
Well,
yeah, because that's the thing is the minute that you unlock anything, whether it be the KA-30 or the Sahara or whatever, you're going to switch it.
Yeah, because the KA-30 has become quite valuable lately.
That's going to be
definitely
one of
over
those guns that just is not played.
Yeah.
Unless they do something about it.
They got something for that next.
Yeah, I know. So next, the KA-30, they're increasing the accuracy loss per shot. So the longer that you fire it, the less accurate that it gets. They made all these changes to the KA-30 in the last update, and they're like, it's
Made it
not
a beamer.
Yeah, it's not performing as well as it needs to be. It's a staple of Dima and Ronin, and we want to make sure that everybody, has fair fights, blah, 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 blah. And I thought that the KA-30 was fine before the buff.
It was really good.
And
now it's just I love using it, so.
Yeah. So they're bringing it down. They're not changing any of the damage numbers or anything. They're just increasing the accuracy loss over time, which is fine because, it's pinpoint accurate right now, and people are abusing the hell out of it. So,
yeah.
The LR-15 full body. So this is something that they only did on the PTS, and they're not sure if they're going to bring it to the live game, but I wanted to talk about it here to get you guys' opinion on it. But so they're increasing the aim down sights field of view from 20 to 30. And of course, that's the note that it's only, going to PTS or whatever. So basically, whenever you use the LR-15 full body, and they're wanting to try to incorporate something similar to this with all of the scoped weapons to where you have a broader field of view whenever you pull it up so that you are able to react to certain situations a little bit faster and hopefully get a couple of more headshots because you're going to have that increased field of view.
I like what you said about having like a slider where you could just change it.
So you just get a more view. I kind of like that. I want to see it in action first.
Weird that they only did it in the test server, like 2 days.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, "We're gonna get feedback and we'll let you know."
Well, that's where that conversation that I had with one of the coveted,
Yeah,
rogue company creators, one of the creator
hated it.
programs. They basically went on there and said that the field of view change for the LR15 full body was not the play. And then I promptly advised her that it's not, that she really doesn't have any say in it because the mass majority of the community hasn't had access to this, that they should be able to incorporate something into the game in the live version of the game to give people that experience and let them actually give feedback on it in a way to where it doesn't take away from how the weapon currently runs. And one thing that I suggested was it's actually one of two things. Either put a field of view slider in there for the LR15 full body to where it goes to 0 to 10. If you want it to be as tight as possible, which would be that 20, you put it on 10. If you want a broader view, put it on 0 and let people experience it and see what they actually think about it. Or also another option that I think would be really cool is the fact that like most third-person shooters that you play, whenever you use a sniper rifle, you can actually aim over the shoulder with the sniper rifle and still be accurate with it. And then whenever you toggle it, you actually zoom in at that point. All third-person shooters that I've ever played since I started playing video games, if you picked up a sniper rifle, it didn't automatically zoom in whenever you aimed it. You had to actually toggle it to zoom in. And that really threw me off, and it still does. I played years and years and years and years of Gears of War to where you had a sniper rifle that you could actually aim over the shoulder with it and be pinpoint accurate with it, and then you could toggle the zoom on it. And it still throws me off to this day. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It'd be nice to
I
see
would
some
like to
footage
see
of
it.
that. Yeah, like
Saying I like to
Yeah,
see more of it because like I
that's
really
a
don't
lot
know
of it,
how
man.
much
Is that we gotta see
like,
it.
why didn't
Is
we
it
get
like-
to test it?
Yeah. Will this affect the sensitivity any if it's increasing the
No, the sensitivity would stay the same.
so it wouldn't sway more or
Mm.
faster, being like you're zoomed. Technically, it's like more zoomed in, right? That's what it's pretty much saying.
It'd be more zoomed out.
More zoomed out.
Yeah. One of the reasons that they were talking about this change was the fact that like most of the maps are really small and close knit, and whenever you pull up a sniper rifle to actually snipe someone, then you're getting basically a pipeline view of what's going on, and it's easy to be like flanked, or it's easy to get shot from a side that you don't have view of. But that goes back into like most of the maps aren't designed for sniping.
Or sniping, yeah.
But
You
we're
gotta
gonna
play the longer and bigger maps.
Yeah, but we're going to keep adding snipers into the game. You know what I mean?
I mean, this game kind of like forces you to kind of like be more of a quick scope feel anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
It's because you can't camp it. I mean, you can, but like, good lord, man. Most likely, you're not going to get a full body kill if you're quick and you're making your shots hit. I mean, you're helping your team. Literally, Phantom has that ability where she inflicts battle damage and it makes it longer for them to regenerate their health. So, like, for that, man, you have to be quick.
Yeah.
And again, tactical shooter, close range. You shouldn't be looking down your scope forever. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say,
Yeah. Well, they're trying to give it the feel of the Halo sniping in a third-person shooter.
No, you're just not going to do that.
Exactly. I mean, you're 100% correct about that.
Yeah.
It's not the same game.
It's not the same game, right?
Yeah.
The sniping is totally different in Halo compared to Rogue Company, like, honestly.
Yeah. But whenever you have a developer with a Halo background that's very familiar with that sniper rifle, they're going to try to incorporate as much of that as possible into the game that they're currently working on. He wants it to feel similar to that. It's hard to do it whenever you're playing a third-person shooter. But we'll see what they end up doing with it. A lot of people are saying, yes, the changes are good. A lot of people are saying the changes don't feel good. I think that they need to introduce it into the live game. Let the people decide. You're going to be able to go in as the developers and see where people are keeping their field of view at when they use a sniper rifle. Then you're going to be able to make a determination on how that sniper should actually act within the game.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a toggle.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's fair to be able to have something like that, especially when you run a PTS for 4 hours. And most people that tried to play the PTS this last PTS cycle couldn't find a game. They were all in the shooting range.
Yeah, and had to
So
bot matches, and
yeah,
you know how that is.
yeah, for sure. Not a very accurate
Garbage.
representation. Yeah.
No.
So we do have a couple of gadget changes here. So the EMP grenade, this is a huge one as well. Just like the glitch changes, it now cancels the duration based abilities. And of course, it gives you $250 for each deployable that is destroyed by the EMP grenade. Definitely adds more value to EMPs.
Yeah,
Usable now.
they're more usable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't change the time and stuff like that. How long did they? I mean, they had a long EPM time. They had a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, this is really good. Will this even work on glitch?
It should. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it should.
An EMP can take out the EMP. Cool.
In theory, yeah, it should. Because it is a duration based ability because it takes a couple of seconds for it to actually engage.
Yeah.
So in theory, yeah. And for the incendiary grenade, we got a redesign kind of how the incendiary grenade actually works. So the duration has been reduced from 8.5 seconds to 6 seconds at base. The level 2 upgrade increases the duration from 6 seconds to 8 seconds. The base radius has been reduced from 4 meters to 3.5 meters, but the damage has been increased from 10 damage per tick to 12 damage per tick.
I mean, I guess I'll just have to see it. But I mean, I don't see it being a bad change. But I mean, because I mean, again,
Terrible.
the damage is it's not terrible.
To me,
It did have a large radius.
yeah. Well, to me, it feels like these changes are directly in correlation with Cannon himself.
Is this the gadgets he's going to be running?
No, like if he's mounted, because he has Headstrong and Life Drain. So if he's mounted on a box, then realistically, how many people can he down to get that Life Drain and think that he can tank an incendiary grenade?
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the incendiary grenade is a direct response to actual Cannon's ability. But it is nice that it's going to be a little bit more of a controlled area, like 4 meters down to 3.5 meters. And then also people are going to have to almost instantaneously react whenever they get hit with one. They can't sit there for a couple of seconds and watch you move back into cover because you're expecting them to start moving automatically. You're going to have to make that decision immediately on how you respond to this. Because, I mean, 12 damage per tick.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you've already shot him a bunch.
Yeah. It's going to be a very quick down there.
And like I said, being at 3.5 meters, I mean, as long as you're throwing it directly on, like wherever they're covered on or whatever, that damage is still going to hit them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's only 0.5 meters. I feel like I think that would probably be a really good change, even though I love the incendiaries just the way they are.
Yeah.
So I just want to see them in action. Like, I want to see all this in action so I can bitch about it later.
Right. Of course. Yeah. And then for game modes, they added 1 second of spawn immunity to all respawn game modes and strikeout spawn improvements. Combat fronts are back. We have reworked where the spawn locations are, as well as added new areas to help prevent spawn camping. So I made a video forever ago, and we've talked about this several times, that strikeout is no good because the spawns are so radically, they're so radically inconsistent that it makes no fucking sense. You can't rationalize where anybody's coming from because it made no sense. But now they're getting rid of the spawn changes that they made a couple of updates ago, and they're actually bringing combat fronts back, which in theory is a good thing. You would think that the map would be split down the middle and that people would spawn on your side, but they would also spawn to where they're not getting directly shot at, and that would kind of make a little bit more of a fluid game mode. But it didn't work before. Maybe it'll work now, but I'm not feeling.
1 second.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, right.
Long enough to look at him. Oh.
Yeah. There he is.
Barely even that.
Yeah.
You gotta barrel roll to cover.
Yeah. All right. So that was all of the canon update notes. I mean, overall, what do you guys think?
Not really a lot of changes.
I'm really worried about the ability changes. I want to see. Hopefully, it doesn't mess up Switchblade because I really like how Switchblade is right now.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking stoked about the glitch change, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
And
good
EMP for
change.
that matter.
He's going to cause problems. He was already a problem causer, but he's going to keep that rolling now with being able to ruin everybody's duration abilities. I mean, no more getting burned by Scorch.
Yeah, right. Well,
That's gonna be so awesome to be able to cut that bitch off when you hear it fire up.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Gonna be lit when I turn your shit off, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sacred Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's gonna
Yeah.
be. I love the fact that you can just pop a lancer. She
Yeah.
could be running behind you, and as soon as you hit her, you're hearing thunk, 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 thunk. You're like, yeah, there that bitch is. I do like that this change. I mean, it seems small on a grand scale, but it's going to force a lot of people to play a little differently with characters that they're used to playing with.
Yes.
They can't be aggressive.
Not as aggressive, that's for
It
damn
cancels
sure.
that. Yeah, it cancels that.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a way higher pick rate of the EMP grenades themselves because most people
I
basically.
wish they wouldn't have took them away from Dallas.
Yeah, I know. Right now, it's like
A stem.
yeah, it's like they changed the HRM, introduced the weapon mastery. They're still going to take the weapon away from him. They give him stems to try to make him more viable, but they're going to buff the EMP. It's like, what are you doing?
Give it back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand, man.
it really, it's like they're grasping at straws over there, in my opinion. But
Man, I don't know. I feel like they get like a fucking dartboard, and they're like, "What are we gonna address this week?"
And they just throw a dart at it wherever it hits. Is what they do.
This Week in Rogue Company just goes over everything, so we don't have to do it if y'all don't want to, but we can watch it because it may show like the LR15 changes. It shows the EMPs. Yeah, so we'll watch it, and then if there's anything that you guys want to comment on, we can do that.
So with that runway change to the box, you can only hit that one time too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Instead of
So
twice.
here's my question: Chalk's ability.
I was thinking
It's
the same
time.
thing.
Can it be canceled with an EMP or
He's a
Chalk or with a glitch of shit? Because I mean, it is timed.
Will it revert back? Yeah.
In theory, yeah, it should be. It should
It
be
should.
canceled.
But he wasn't mentioned when they were talking about the people, on that video. So
Yeah.
He threw a grenade at him, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't down.
yeah,
Or he wasn't
But
activated.
it would, if you can use his ability, it should take it away, right? And then it has to reload.
In
Is that how
theory,
that
yeah.
works?
Reload
I
it,
don't know.
deactivate
It
it.
don't make sense. How does it work?
That's on his health.
I'm saying if he yells right in front of you and you hit him with that, would he go from 150 back to 100?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe if he's in the process of doing it and you hit him with it, it would stop it. But I think that once that's like kind of like
It's done.
Well, you got to think it times down though. That 50 health will time down even if you're not being shot at. So.
yeah, you're right. So I don't know, man. That'll need some testing done on it to see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll have
there.
to check that shit out.
Yeah. What about the scope changes, the field of view with the sniper?
Looking at it, it looks gross.
I don't think it looks that terrible, but again, I need to feel it. I need to see how it feels, and especially in the longer range ones like High Castle and shit. Am I still going to be able to see their heads as clear?
Yeah.
From my perspective, it looks like an ACOG scope, and I don't like ACOG scopes.
Yeah, and I feel that too because I never run an ACOG on a sniper or anything like that. And I mean, you're the sniper in this game. I'm not too keen on it here, but
Yeah, look. I mean, again, you're right, Corey. We need to play it to feel it, but how it looks and what I'm used to, it doesn't look appealing to me at all.
Yeah, that'll be one of the first things I do when this does hit. Is I'll probably try Runway and try that.
All right, so this is something that I wanted to hit on as well with everyone here. So Kramar added this on his deep dive on some of the PTS changes, and we have some new account statistics that they're going to be adding into the game. He said the new account stats I leaked yesterday are already in game. When the update got released in October, you can see your average damage, your KD, and your win rate for every rogue. And it's got a picture here and it shows the account statistics. And of course, the average damage is there, down/death ratio, and win rate with a percentage on it. And the main reason that I wanted to pull this up is because they're talking about in that update show, which of course they didn't put it on the patch notes or anything, and I should have included it on there, but I didn't think about it. They're going to start monitoring matchmaking and coming up with ways to make the matchmaking experience better. And I honestly think that that is going to be in direct correlation with this here, because I know that they're tracking stats. They have to track everybody's stats to see who's cheating and who's not, what the average headshot percentage is, and all this kind of stuff. But I think that once they introduce what your downs to death ratio is and what your win rate is, then if there is no matchmaking in the game whatsoever, it's going to be very apparent. But they can use these statistics to actually make a matchmaking system. So for Paladins, the matchmaking system that they used was they wanted to keep everybody at a 50% win rate. So if you won several games in a row, it would put you against harder and harder people to try to pull your win rate percentage for that session down, to try to keep it within like 45 to 55% as much as humanly possible. I think that them putting this stuff in here is a step in the right direction for the matchmaking. It's also a step in the right direction for leaderboards, because once you actually have leaderboards in the game and you can see where everybody falls, you can also see how inconsistent the matchmaking actually is. That's the main reason why I wanted to bring this up, because they did talk about redoing the matchmaking system and trying to make it more of a pleasurable, balanced experience overall.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it's something that's needed to happen for a long time now, and it's amazing how we're well over a year into the game and they're just now going to start focusing on the matchmaking.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hit the Trello board real quick and just kind of see what they're working on and what's been resolved here. So the top issues as of right now: buzzing sound in Xbox One S/X lobby. Players are experiencing lag-related issues in some matches. It should be most matches. They should put an asterisk there.
Yeah, most.
Aim assist is not working as intended on PlayStation and Xbox. Ranked losses are not showing points subtracted. Players are receiving deserter penalties after disconnects and crashes, rejoining matches, and then completing another game. That's fucking crazy. Sometimes barbed wire does not appear and can also damage you through terrain. So that's been in the game since the Switchblade update.
Yeah.
It also breaks too, though.
Yeah.
You'd be thrown in, then it land open, and then just break.
Yeah.
Or just disappear. Does it not just remain on the field at all times?
I don't know.
Because there's been moments I'll have it blocked down and be holding it down, then I turn back over there and then it's just gone.
Yeah, it's random. It's like it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's got to be server related.
It's still inconsistent.
Yeah.
All this stuff sounds like server problems.
It does, right? The bugs that they're currently tracking: phantom smoke will occasionally be invisible. I haven't seen that one.
I have not.
Gun audio not playing unless the target is hit or picking up another enemy's weapon. Haptics will also occasionally stop working when this occurs. Players on consoles report being unable to hear team chat through headsets, only speakers. And then the resolved issues here we have, this is for the current patch. Players are missing Chrome Justice Mac. Dahlia is unable to upgrade her primary weapons when linking to Runway. Players are spawning on top of each other in 6v6 game modes. Crouching throws off aim assist. I don't think that one's resolved. Anvil's Snow Jackal outfit is missing skirt. He's a man. Saint drone does not reset if the person down is instantly killed, despite drone not making it to the player. I've seen that one. I haven't
I've had that.
experienced that one in a
Yeah.
while though. Dahlia cannot use weapons or abilities after canceling her link with a player. Players cannot surrender in a custom match, and in demolition, the wrong player will occasionally be marked as carrying the bomb.
Happened the other night.
So this is still happening.
Yeah.
though they,
Even when we switched sides, I was like, Justin, I'm following him because I thought he had the bomb. That was just a few nights ago.
it was.
Oh, here's one. So this has resolved issues for the future patch. So they can't just go ahead and release a hotfix to correct these issues. This is for a future release. Fixed an issue where players appeared to be locked out of purchasing upgrades for their weapons, and rolling as Lancer does not always guarantee a reload.
There you go, Corey.
That
happened to him a bunch.
Yeah,
A bunch.
It was happening. Yeah, it happens a lot.
they fixed it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I wish
No.
they would put dates on these. You know what I mean? That where it says when it was patched.
Yeah, I know.
Because like it says all of those are fixed, but when did they put that on here? You know, yesterday.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was like what 2 nights ago. We were on that.
Yeah,
Doc's
the arena.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's the Trello board. I wanted to hit on that real quick since we were already talking about bugs. And like I said, a lot of these bugs are directly server related. And here's the thing, man, like little minor cosmetic bugs, like when we load into the game and we don't have skins, as long as the game runs the way that it's supposed to, I could give a fuck
Who
less.
gives a fuck?
Yeah. But I want
I
to
mean, I
have
did pay for it, but you know, whatever.
yeah, but still, like a pleasurable, consistent experience trumps money at the end of the day, like cosmetics and things like that for me. And it's like, we know that whenever we load into a match and we all have default skins, that match experience is going to be fucking terrible.
Well, the one thing that we kept having, you would shoot someone a bunch.
Yeah.
They wouldn't take any damage. And then all of a sudden, they would be behind cover and you would see their bar taking damage. And it's like, what's happening?
Yeah. Ping,
I
server.
think it's all, I think the aim assist problem server related.
Yeah.
Because if you're having latency issues with the server, that's going to fuck your aim assist up.
Yeah.
Big time.
Easily.
And we didn't really start having, like, some of these server issues have been something that's happened off and on for a while. We didn't really start having these really bad, consistent server related issues until they released the game on Steam.
Yeah. Especially like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just been like, what?
The Steam release, it took a hard nosedive. But that's all I had. Do you guys want to swap over to some community concerns here?
Yeah, boy.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, this is the community portion of the unofficial, official, unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. If you want to contribute in any way whatsoever, please be sure to hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast. Send us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or join the Discord server. The link is in the description down below. There is an area set up specifically for Broguecast contributions. Anything you put in there will be addressed in an upcoming episode. So let's get over here and hit it with a quickness. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the first thing we got here is a Reddit post by Pugsley, 00 Pugsley. He said a lot of Americans in this game. He said, I mean characters. This isn't a jab at America before anyone kicks off, and I get the game is American, but so many of the rogues are from America. Surely the American market isn't that fickle. There's over 200 countries out there. Go wild. This is a nitpick. Yes. So the reason that I wanted to bring this up is because, I mean, the dude kind of does have a point that, you know, a lot of the rogues are from America, this, that, and the other. But if you had to pick a region of the world to have a rogue come from that area, where would it be?
South Africa.
Japan.
We got Japan.
We got
Isn't Talon from Japan?
He's part of Yakuza, I guess.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Japanese.
He's Japanese.
He's just Konnichiwa, man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So we got South Africa. We got
say it again. Japan.
We need another Japanese rogue. What do you think, Corey?
I would say Russia, but we've already got Dima.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we have that many Americans. There are other representations of people. Kestrel, I don't. If she is American, I mean, she has a bit of an accent.
She's Egyptian.
Yeah, so I mean, what Americans do we have really? Because Lancer's French, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
or
it's
at
a
least
nice
French
little spread.
Canadian. Yeah, I don't see because
I mean-
Chaka is supposed to be of Mexican descent.
Like,
To be fair,
Anvil's
like,
British.
the Rogue Company, the organization is based in America, so I mean,
It is, but just thinking of it right now, I think there's already quite a bit of representation for other
What, Mac?
countries.
I feel like that.
Mac is Scottish, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And we got a
Anvil's
German.
British.
Seeger's German.
Kestrel's Egyptian, just like you said. Like I said, Lancer's either French Canadian or French because she has an accent. If Talon's Yakuza, he had to have been like national Japanese to be part of the Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
Like what other countries are we gonna hit? Like we're gonna hit like
Poland?
fucking Croatia,
Turkey,
China, Korea,
Afghanistan.
Iceland,
Portugal.
Iran.
I mean, let's hit them all. Sure, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look, I want to see one from Ecuador, dog. I don't know why. I knew a boy from Ecuador when I was in the 3rd grade, and he was cool as fuck.
I've got one.
Well,
I've got
let's hit
one.
it.
This is the most anticipated rogue that's ever been released to Rogue Company. Jamaican.
I'll be down.
I would
Give me
do
a
the
Jamaican.
accent, but I don't want to come off as racist.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love a Jamaican character, but somebody that's kind of laid back, easy going, but they're there to fuck shit up if they need to, That would
I
be
want him to call
amazing.
people Bumba Clot.
I mean, why not? That's
Say
what
that
I
he's
want.
feeling irie.
His
You know
ult
what I'm saying?
is the steel drum.
Dude.
I want the
Support
South
character.
African warlord.
Oh my god, that would be.
Let's get it Elon Musk, dude.
Who was that African warlord? Coney?
The one, yeah, that's who I was thinking
dude,
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
wasn't
God.
South African, was he? He was like fucking Congolese or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's get us a character from the Congo.
I mean,
I
why
love that
not?
movie.
I like to see a Brazilian or a Chilean.
Well, you have to think, we don't have that many characters yet. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
you're-
still building
Yeah.
on, and every time they add someone on, they're,
Yeah. So,
I mean, give it time, we'll have 200 characters.
yeah.
I'm just wondering where this guy's from, because it's like, if you're not from America, tell us your country, and we'll holler at high res and just pound them on Twitter.
Well, his name's
Hey, we need a character from this country.
Pugsley, so
It sounds British.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't
That's what I
know.
was thinking.
Yeah. All right, so next up, this is a video, and I'm actually going to play the video while we're talking about it. So this received a lot of controversy over the past week. There was this individual here, that was live streaming the game on Twitch with wall hacks and aimbots enabled.
Dude.
So I'm going to play the video here, and there was several different, things, characters and stuff that he was playing. He was playing like Lancer. In this clip, he's playing Dima. And he streamed for like 3 or 4 days before they did anything about it.
Yeah.
Twitter were raising
3 days, I think.
What happened to the anti-cheat initiative?
It's not there.
I don't know. I like this guy's comment though. Dude has cheats and is still ass.
I mean, it's fucking insane that someone was, and I guarantee you that this person was like, their anti-cheat doesn't work. And I'm going to get on here and I'm just going to prove that it doesn't work. And I'm going to see how long I can stream the game before it gets shut down. And he legit streamed for like 3 days before it got shut down.
It was 3 days, and they banned him live, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a video of him getting live banned out there.
Now, it's gotten to the point where most nights that we play, we have at least one match where there's someone with questionable either aim or knowledge where we are, even though we have like padded footsteps and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to bring this up, to be honest with you, because it is something that, like, I don't know for a fact that a lot of the people that we play against that are really good are just very good at the game altogether, or if they are running, something to make them better at the game. Because there's really no way to gauge who you're supposed to be playing up against since there's no matchmaking in the game whatsoever. So,
Well, I'll say it's been pretty clear a couple of times we'll run into people who will have, 25 downs and they're level 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this dude
that's
is, there's
giveaway.
no fucking way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of sickening that this guy streamed this shit and people were like clipping it and sharing it all over the internet and nothing got done about it immediately.
Like 3 days.
If that person was not online, they should have banned their account, and when they got back on, it should have been like, "No, you're banned."
Yep.
It
should be a
insane.
hardware ban, dude.
Yeah. You're live streaming cheating. I mean, what?
And talking shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The clips I saw,
They're
he was
cracked at the
talking mad
game.
shit.
I'll go out and I'll say this. I don't give a fuck. I don't think there's much lower in the gaming community than cheating, especially at a competitive game. Look, I used to shit on people for using fucking hacks back on like PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Little fucking left, right, A-B type shit,
Yeah, it's the lowest of the low for sure. And it's crazy that like they did that whole push, anti-cheat, anti-exploitation, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like
Never mentioned it again.
Yeah, it's just like the bots and everything else that these guys have touched. There's no mention of it again. They just sweep it under the rug. They'll get around to it when they get around to it. It's like it took them 3 days to review someone that was
Doing it
blatantly
live.
cheating. Yeah, live streaming themselves.
showing.
cheat. Yeah. What fucking chance do we have of reporting someone that may or may not be cheating? How long is it going to take for that to be reviewed?
Yeah, exactly. This review process should have been all of 2 fucking minutes. Dude seeing the clip, being like, "Oh yeah, for sure," and then going and banning the motherfucker.
Yeah, it's kind of pathetic.
Crazy.
It's pathetic, dude.
It's bad.
I've seen Call of Duty do better, and that's saying a lot. Like I've seen streamers watch hackers and them get banned live, and that happens in all of 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if we had someone like Tim or Doc or somebody that was playing Rogue Company and they saw this stuff happening, it would, they would get that treatment. So
I don't know if anyone from High Res listens to this, but if they do listen to this, Doc has said a couple of times that he would play this game more if he can get on ranked without having to be a fucking certain level. Fucking get him on there, dude.
Help him out.
Give him the rank that he needs, and I promise you that'll get a little bit more traffic to your fucking game.
Yeah.
He's the only streamer I give a shit about.
Yeah. Maybe increase the tick rate a little bit while you're at it.
Please increase the tick rate.
All right. Next up, we have a post here from I'm X Moody. Get your shit together.
He's moody.
Yeah. Stop pumping out rogues and fix the game. I've spent hella money on this game and I don't like how it's being used. There's the disgusting audio bug, vibration bug, can't buy different weapons, random game crashes, deserter penalties for games I don't leave, my gun will stop shooting mid-fight, sometimes I won't even have a fucking gun. You guys need to fix your game. And who the fuck put claymores in the game? For what reason? I'm not a game dev by any means, but come on, shit can't be that hard. Just make the shit playable for fuck's sake.
Make this guy community manager.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah, for real, right?
There's not a single point that he made that wasn't a good one.
Yeah, for sure. It's fucking insane, man. Like, he makes a good point, and I wanted to read that because, like, that has been pretty much the common consensus online everywhere. It's like, the game did run good. The game was fun and enjoyable. Now, whenever I play it, there's so many bugs and so many server issues and all this shit going on that it's just a miserable experience.
Yeah, and this isn't a dude who just downloaded it and played the free characters. This
Oh, dude.
motherfucker has spent money on it.
Hella
Yeah.
money.
Hella money.
Hella.
He's
We all
moody.
have.
Yes.
Everyone here has spent fucking ridiculous amounts of money on this free-to-play game.
Yeah. There needs to be an
I'm a
audit.
cosmetic or I can't help it.
There needs to be a fucking high-res audit over here. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
I feel like I've invested stock in this fucking company at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they a publicly traded company? I'll go buy some stock right the fuck now.
I don't think they are, but if they were, yes. Fucking Broguecast would be shareholders.
Yeah.
For
Dude,
sure.
for real.
Yeah.
And I would do it. I don't give a fuck.
We get on Reddit and start a page where we stonk them. You know?
Oh my God. Yeah. That would be great, man. All right. Next up, we have a post by Salin. That's how I'm pronouncing it, Salin. I think much of the bugs related to server problems. Since runway update, almost every 6v6 match lag, unplayable, everybody teleport, about 1/3 4v4 matches lag, invisible wire, invisible incendiary grenade, gunfire, unrestricted, gun, don't fire. All this happened after runway update for me. I live in Asia, but now I have to play EU servers at 200 plus ping. Not because EU server is stable. In fact, every region has same problem. The reason is that no one plays 4v4 mode in on Asian servers, and 6v6 is totally unplayable for me. I'm so sorry for my teammates in those matches when I'm in massive lag, for I could do nothing but stay behind. If I quit, I will get at most 1 hour punishment. These matters almost keep me out of this game. In my opinion, much of these problems happen when there is package loss between server and user. Game runs really good when everything is smooth. It is weird that an update in main game destroyed their servers and couldn't be fixed for months. Really hope high-res look into what really happened. So this dude says that he is from Asia. He went online, created a Reddit account
Mhm.
to be like, hey man, I think that a lot of these bugs are related to server issues. And I can't even play on my own country servers because nobody's playing 4v4 modes and the 6v6 modes are just so unplayable. I have to play on European servers.
I
And
kind of feel bad for him.
I feel very bad for him, man. Everybody should have the opportunity, yes, to play this game and enjoy it and at least get a somewhat stable experience. But like we said earlier, we don't live that far away from headquarters.
No.
Which means in reality, we shouldn't live that far away from servers. And Salem, we're having a lot of the same issues. It's rampant. It feels like there's been no server maintenance. Yeah. And here's my thing. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. It's like they wanted to promote and tout the fact that they have 20 million downloads and all this kind of stuff, and that they have this large player base. And then whenever you look at the Steam charts, yeah, exactly. Whenever you look at the Steam charts and whenever you kind of see the player base, who's active online, you know, what the Reddit community, how many followers it has, the rogue company pages and all that stuff, it's nowhere near. It's
near it.
Microscopic fraction of that 20 million player base. But the servers run like there's 50 million people trying to access them all at the same time. It makes absolutely no sense. So either they had to downgrade their servers to try to save a little bit of money. Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Like the game didn't take off like they wanted, and they were like, all right, man, we can't risk the server space anymore.
Yes.
You had your chance.
Yeah. So my question is like, if Hi-Res has a game that they're no longer supporting, they're no longer updating, yet they're keeping the servers online specifically for the 5 people that want to play that game.
You mean Realm Royale?
Yes. Why can't we shut those Realm Royale
Yeah.
servers down? You know?
Because they spent money on it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But how many people's really playing?
What, Realm Royale?
Yeah, like
Hold on, I'll tell you.
it can't be a lot.
So in the last 30 days, they have on average 700 players, and their
Yeah.
peak players in the last 30 days was about 1,400, which is about what Rogue Companies is, right?
It's usually around 1,500.
Yeah. So in the last 30 days for the Steam charts on Rogue Company, we have 1,800 average players, and the peak players is 3,200. So there was a minus 43%.
Yeah.
Well,
even if you hit
loss.
all, it never.
Yeah.
Their peak was around a little over 11,000, and it never hit that again.
Yeah.
Like people got on there, they checked it out. It was like, nope.
Yeah.
Going back to Skyrim.
Yeah, right. And the tick rate for the servers for Realm Royale is 24 hertz tick rate servers.
Go ahead and knock it down a little. Add a little more to Rogue,
Yeah, please.
So I feel your pain, man, and I understand the issues that you're having, because like I said, we're all having these same issues, but like they spent all that money with that Steam release getting all these people to stream the game. They could have invested that into having better servers.
And the funny thing is a lot of these streamers that they paid are not return players.
Yeah, and they're not returning people to the game. Like, they're not promoting it well enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because that's what you get with a paid advertisement, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a good one and done, whatever the contract obligation is.
Hope it works.
Yeah.
I had Mr. Beast play it, right?
Yeah.
That motherfucker ain't cheap.
Yeah. Mr. Beast, Summit. I mean, you spent all this money. You had Jack Frags play it not too long ago. You're sinking all that money into trying to raise awareness and stuff. And it's like, I honestly think that you would have better luck at raising the awareness if you would fix the bugs. Yeah. Fix the bugs.
Make a solid game, dude.
Yeah. And then word
of mouth carries a lot. Yeah, dude. It carries a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, something needs to be done. They need to go in and they need to do a lot of work. And I'm really hoping that like, all right, let's put Cannon out there and let's just get him into the world. Let's do the Halloween event, the arms dealer event, all this stuff.
So
yeah, let's dump our load right then. And let's focus primarily on getting the matchmaking issues fixed, getting the bugs fixed, getting the servers fixed for that Season 4 update. Because the Season 3 update was not that bad. They only had to disable like one thing, I think, if I remember correctly. So if the Season 4 update can come out, it's like, all right, the servers are better. The matchmaking is better. All this stuff, the bugs are fixed. Like, you're going to have people that are going to come back to the game and enjoy it. And that in and of itself is going to promote growth. You can't promote growth to something that is already dead on arrival.
So this game will run on a toaster.
Yeah.
I've played it on a laptop.
Yeah.
What kind of servers are we working with?
Outdated?
Oh, I know what it is. They can't get any graphics cards. The processors.
Well,
they're all sold out.
We didn't have that problem before.
No, we didn't. What changed?
The Steam release is, to me, when it changed.
They added more people.
Yeah.
But there's 20 million people.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Registered
users, I think this is what they.
Yeah. Right.
Call that.
Yeah. All right. So the last little tidbit I've got here, this was posted by the Flyest Rakaj. I don't know how to pronounce that. Has anyone been having bullet registration issues? I've been having a bunch of bullet registration issues on the game lately. Shots that I know I'm hitting will not register whatsoever and will make me lose a gunfight because of it. Also, I don't know if anyone else is having this bug. Sometimes my gun will not shoot. It mostly happens when I'm using DMRs. I have to hit R2 multiple times for my gun to shoot. It's really frustrating. Weapon mastery is still bugged for me, by the way. I'm on PS5. So this guy downloaded the game on a current gen console. Like one of the few people that have access to a current gen console.
Yeah.
And he's having bullet registration issues. He's having issues with the weapons firing, and the weapon mastery isn't working correctly. That is not good. Like, you
A
know,
bummer.
Oh,
yeah, you know what that means? Uninstall.
Yeah. He's not going to stick around too long.
No, uninstall. And I
He's
think,
I've
usually
seen a
just
lot of those bullet registration issues on Twitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
we had issues of it because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
Yeah, we have
Trevor
before
was
for
talking
sure.
about it. I know I brought it up. We brought it up.
Well, it started happening with us before we ever heard anyone bring it up, where it's like I tried to shoot my gun, it just didn't shoot.
yeah.
It's happening.
Or
Is it
every half.
my
Go ahead.
mouse?
Yeah. Or every
Oh
half
no, it's not my
shot,
mouse. It's brand
it
new.
would register one bullet, but it wouldn't register the next bullet. It was registering every other bullet.
I really like this game.
I do too.
Don't want to see it go away.
I don't, but it's not looking good.
The direction is not looking good.
It's looking less and less good every time some shit comes out.
Yeah.
I would like to talk highly about this game, but
Yeah.
every time we get to sit down and we start looking at it, there's just more problems on the board than there are good things about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't mistake the fact that we love it.
No,
No.
We're here. We're doing a podcast about
Yeah.
it. We love this fucking game, dude.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
either.
Oh yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I'm going to go out on that picture there, guys. Hopefully
Yeah.
in the future, something will change and some progress will be made for the servers, the matchmaking, for the community as a whole, because it's about to reach the point of no return. And once it hits that point where people are going to start leaving in massive waves, then there's no way that you're going to be able to rekindle those players. They're not going to come back.
And they won't be able to pay their staff.
Exactly.
And we'll have another Realm Royale on their hands.
Exactly. And what's
There
crazy,
just won't be any updates.
yeah, and what's crazy is they took developers off of Paladins and Smite and Realm Royale and put them on the Rogue Company team because of how much hype that it got when it was released, and then it all died because of bugs, server issues, everything. It's like you would think that you would learn from that initial push where if you go from 20 million downloads and you have a very high player base to a very low player base and you can't figure out why that is, then you probably shouldn't be in any kind of business whatsoever. There's one common denominator here that everybody sees. All right, guys, that is going to do it for episode 8 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. If you want to contribute to the podcast in any way whatsoever, please be sure to hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast, send us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or click on the link to Discord in the description down below. That'll take you to the to the Discord page where there is a Broguecast contributions area. So if you want to contribute or talk to people about anything that's going on, that's the place to do that. Be on the lookout for the next episode. Hopefully by the time that we get ready to do the next one, canon will be released in the game. Probably not, but hopefully. And we can actually give a full breakdown of how he feels, how he plays, what needs to be changed. And then hopefully we'll get a couple of, more balanced things that'll be coming up with a couple of hot fixes and things like that. So I'm here with Co Reed.
There, Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you guys so much for being a part of this Broguecast experience. Thank you all for the kind words and conversations that have been led. Thanks for watching, guys.